He walked away from power for love. But that was only the beginning. In part 2, betrayal strikes from inside his own empire, and the choice he makes in public will change everything. Betrayal, vows, and the rise of a new empire. Liang Chen thought walking away from the throne would bring peace. He was wrong. The board he once ruled smiled in public, and sharpened knives in private. Victor Han, Liang's longtime deputy and trusted brother, led the rebellion. He had watched Liang rise. He had bowed to him. He had envied him. And now, he wanted everything. They say love made him weak, Victor whispered to investors. A maid distracted the emperor. The media swallowed it whole. Headlines screamed. Former CEO loses billions after scandal. Black maid accused of manipulating Asian billionaire. Aisha woke one morning to find her face everywhere, twisted, labeled, hated. The real blow came quietly. Their joint humanitarian fund, meant to build schools, was frozen. Then seized. Then blamed on her. Liang stared at the documents in disbelief. Forgery. False signatures. Her name everywhere. Victor Han had framed Aisha. That night, Liang drove for hours, fast, reckless, empty. Aisha sat beside him, silent tears sliding down her cheeks. Maybe they're right, she whispered. Maybe I ruin everything I touch. Liang slammed the brakes. The car skidded. Stopped inches from disaster. He turned to her, eyes burning. You didn't break my world, he said. They did. Threats followed. Anonymous calls. Stalkers. A brick through their window. Liang's former allies urged him to leave her, for his own good. Even Aisha considered walking away. I love you enough to disappear, she said one night, packing quietly. Liang dropped to his knees. The billionaire who once commanded nations knelt before a maid. If you leave, he said softly. I will still survive. But I will never live. She unpacked the suitcase. They didn't announce it. No press. No luxury venue. Just a small chapel on the edge of the city. Aisha wore a simple white dress. Liang wore no watch, no symbol of power. When the officiant asked, "Do you take this woman?" Liang answered before the sentence finished. I do. When Aisha spoke, her voice trembled. I take you, not as a king, but as a man. Outside, rain fell again. But this time, it felt like blessing. Marriage did not slow Liang Chen. It sharpened him. Together, they planned. Quietly. Patiently. Dangerously. Victor Han had taken the old empire. So Liang built a new one. Aisha became his compass, reminding him who the empire was for. They gathered whistleblowers. Tracked hidden accounts. Recorded secret meetings. The truth was slow. But it was unstoppable. At an international financial summit, Victor Han stood proud, until the screens behind him flickered. Emails. Audio recordings. Proof of fraud. The room froze. Liang Chen stepped onto the stage, hand in hand with Aisha. I left power, Liang said calmly. But I did not leave justice. Victor collapsed. Handcuffs clicked. Silence thundered. Liang did not reclaim the old throne. He built something better. Chen Unity Group. A company where janitors could become executives, where transparency was law, where dignity was currency. Aisha became co-founder. Not a symbol. A leader. They invested in forgotten communities. Built schools. Created ownership programs for workers. People stopped calling her the maid. They called her Madam Chen. Years later, a child laughed in the back seat as Liang drove along a quiet road. Aisha rested her head against the window, watching sunlight spill over the horizon. Liang reached for the cup holder. 2 cups. Honey tea. Still warm. You know, he smiled. I used to think power was control. And now? Aisha asked. Now I know, he said, glancing at her. Power is choosing love, and letting it change you. The road stretched ahead. No rush. No fear. Just honey on the wheel of fate.